Okay, let's continue on, guys, with the Bio Doom Raid section. This is a lot more challenging, specifically the second node, but the Bio lane in general is some of the hardest in Doom Raid, in my opinion. And it's not easy, and especially once we get to the Bio boss node, particularly, this is quite tough. So I might have to do some energy refreshes for this as well, just to kind of share how I actually do this. So let's carry on. Need to be on my A game here for the Bio nodes. If you can spend cores to unlock Adam Warlock, I would definitely recommend it. So entirely up to you how many cores you have and if you think it's going to be feasible or not. You can check my recent video about that to see whether or not you think it might be. So here we are with a Captain Marvel binary to the face on Symbiote Spider-Man. We're going to start off here on Squirrel Girl, because we need to make sure that we get her down. But we also... Gonna pick up these buffs here, the defense up specifically, and then unfortunately we're gonna get a taunt. Oh no, actually it fell off of Miss Marvel. That's fine. That's fine, but we did got some cleanse and that was kind of annoying. This did not go the way it normally does, and I realize I'm not spreading anything, and that actually didn't even do enough damage. That was really disappointing. That was a waste. I'm just trying to kill Squirrel. I was trying to take advantage of these minions dying, but that didn't really happen how I wanted it to. There we go. Offense down, Symbiote Spider-Man. Let's finish off the Squirrel Girl. And Captain Marvel also is a bit of a pain, but of course Miss Marvel is taunting. And this is kind of annoying. We need to kill her eventually, otherwise she's going to continue to taunt off of these other characters who are getting low hit points. You can largely do the first node on basics. You just kind of need to set things up properly enough. Because I don't want to use too many of my cooldowns. You need to make sure, and the strategy for Doom Raid in general, always make sure that you're loaded with all of your cooldowns before you enter the next node, and that's really, really important, actually. We're gonna cleanse that offense up. We need to get that speed up cleansed as well, although it might not matter. She's just gonna bleed out probably anyways. Don't want to use too many of my cooldowns because we're basically at the end here. We might be able to get Captain Marvel to die from bleed. She might bleed out here. I think this is probably going to happen, actually. So this first node doesn't actually take all that much time. Just be really conscious about your ability energy. That's super important when going into any next node. Always try to make sure you have all of them, everything you can possibly have available to you to make it easier, and that could mean the difference between life or death in some nodes. And there we are. That's the first Bio node there. I really wish there was an auto basic, guys. Why do we not have an auto basic yet? I feel like that would make things significantly easier, especially with symbiotes, because if you don't want to blow your cooldowns, right? But a lot of times you can just spam your basic, and that would get you to the end here. Don't know why we don't have that. So here we are on the second Bio node. This is Bugs R Us. Now, what's really important about this node? This is a really difficult node here. You do need to make sure that you're utilizing Hela here properly when you're going in here, because that you really need to set up by taking advantage of Hela. Now, this node G8 bugs are us. It is the same on all 3 lanes. You'll see it here actually on the left hand side. Bugs are us is also here on the left section, and in the middle section it's over here. Yeah, there we go. On this section, the 4th section here also. So it's the same node on all 3 lanes. So this is really important. The first node here, this one here, tag team back again. That doesn't actually exist on the left side because there's only 1 node in the first section. So it dives right into the second node here on this side. So just to clarify for some people. So this one can be quite challenging, and I have known people to time out on this previously, so I'll need to be pretty careful about what I'm doing, but also making sure that I have all of my cooldowns available going into the bio boss node, otherwise I'll be in a load of trouble. So let's get going on this one. So we're actually going to start off by doing that, and that's just to kill Greg so we can take advantage of the turn bar. It's really, really important. I'm also going to get a stun onto Electro, because I don't want her to do her ultimate as well. But we're going to do this. And we landed... Okay, we didn't land a slow on Jessica Jones. That's what I was hoping to do. That did not happen. But we do need to get some more Greg deaths here. I'm going to spread this. I did not slow Jessica Jones. I keep trying to slow Jessica Jones, but it does not happen. So if you notice, every single time here, I'm trying to kill Greg, and that's really, really important for the most part. I also need to kill Jessica Jones. More Greg deaths, more turn bars, so that's really important here. Just going to do some regular attacks on Jessica Jones, though. She hasn't done her ultimate yet, though, so she's quite far from Shake It Off anyway. She'll probably die here. Yeah, she's dead, actually, so that's fine. But we need to make sure we save Symbiote Spider-Man's ultimate. We need to get another one back around for the second wave, because there's a Jessica Jones on that second wave. And you don't want to kill Greg too early in this one, because if you do, you're not going to have that turn bar when you really need it. So taking advantage of the Hela is really, really important here. Making sure she doesn't die too early on before the rest of them. So the strategy is really, really important here. And you notice that, yeah, sometimes she takes some damage, but hopefully not enough to actually get her killed. Try to kill Symbiote Spider-Man here. Sometimes the rebounds hit Hela, which is unfortunate, but... And Merc Ryguard is by himself, it looks like. So the next wave doesn't spawn. I think I would need to kill a few more people. 2 more, I think, before that happens. So there goes Taskmaster. Oh, actually, we got it a bit early. And so what we're going to do over here, we're going to do the special. There is a Squirrel Girl, actually, in this wave. I'm pretty certain. And a Falcon. They've just not appeared yet. So we're going to get some debuffs going. That Riot Guard's down. Squirrel Girl should appear almost any minute. I'm actually kind of scared of timing out. I'm going to have to pick this up a little bit. And we also have another Jessica Jones, so this is a bit annoying. Should show. This is... Oh, maybe not. So, sorry, no, maybe no Squirrel Girl. There's a Falcon. Jessica Jones is what I meant to say, probably. Okay, there's 5. I don't think we... I think we're okay. I don't think we need to... We just clear that slow. She's going to keep getting speed up, though, every time somebody dies. We don't have a lot of debuffs of our own, though, but... Jessica Jones is slowed, though, for 2 turns, so we might be fine there. Don't want Falcon to get his special off, obviously. If you notice, like, even while talking, you know, I can still do this, but... the time constraints are big, so if you're not careful, it's very easy to time out on these Doom Raid nodes. Strategy does important, but like you can't be too slow. And if you're too slow, you're going to time out. And if you're going to time out, it does, you know, mean you're not going to get as far in the raid, I suppose, if you're having to 2-shot each of these here. So Falcon should bleed out. We're just going to spam basics here. Okay. 42 seconds. I've definitely cut it closer than that, but yeah, it does take a lot of time. Now, I suspect when we get to level 85 and the next upgrade, you know, things are going to be easier, people hit harder, so on and so on, so it will be a little bit easier. But yeah, time is of the essence. Don't mess around. So this is the Bio Boss node. Now, I'm going to do something very controversial in order to clear this. This isn't something that would typically be recommended by other content creators, and I'm not necessarily recommending this either, but I do solo this for the most part, which makes it really challenging. I don't really have a lane mate that actually can help me clear this, so this is why I do things the way I do. Now, like I said, not everyone is necessarily going to have to do it this way. If you notice who are in this node, this is the Bio Boss node. This is one of the hardest, this is like the hardest node in my opinion, in the whole of Doom Raid, frankly. And what makes this really hard is the starting wave, but the Negasonic, the Vision, the Ghost Rider, the Doctor Strange, everything in this is just really tough. So I'll kind of show you what I do. Now, this is going to be absolute madness. People are going to tell me I'm dumb and I shouldn't be doing this. But what I do is I suicide. Now, this is only because I do this largely solo. So I kind of need this help, and I'll show you why. So we're going to go in with these three. Luckily for me, I have some Sinister Six members at level 4 ISO that I can use here to do this, and they survive just long enough to blow the cooldowns that I'm looking to get blown, which means it makes my real attempt a lot easier. So the Ghost Rider special, the Vision special is what should happen next. The Vision special, and then the Negasonic alt. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So that doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a significant difference because all three of those characters actually go before the symbiotes. So this can lead up to a really big problem if you don't do things properly. Now, because we are on live stream here, I think I have, you know, this is really annoying that I can't see how many raid energy I have without going outside of it, but I'm pretty sure I have enough. So we're going to click on that. We're going to do this. Now we're going to go back in. Now, you can't, I'm almost certain you can't one-shot this node. I have tried looking around on YouTube for people who have one-shot this, but they just have so much hit points that I don't think that it is possible. And if anyone has footage of it, video footage of it, please share it with me. But no content creator and nobody else that I've seen has been able to one-shot this straight out of the gate in 5 minutes. Just because they have so much hit points that I've never seen. Some people have said they've done it and not been able to provide me with video footage on it just because I'm skeptical about that. But hey, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just, you know, you would need a lot. Like, basically 7 red symbiotes, T4s, 20 T4s, all of them T4'd, maybe, but it is extremely challenging. And this is, in my opinion, the hardest node in Doom Raid. And even I might screw this up. So because, yeah, of course they go for anti-venom. Because Negasonic used her ultimate, what I do is I actually use this on Doctor Strange. I don't want Doctor Strange flipping anything that I put up. So this is really important. And we need to also do this, because that land, I didn't even land the Disrupt on Colossus. For some reason that didn't land this time. Strange. And he should bleed out. Doctor Strange should bleed out. So that's not a problem here. What we are going to do is... I'm taking too long. See, that was... I'm probably not going to... Because I took too long to decide what I'm going to do, actually. I was going to hold the special for Jessica Jones. She hadn't taken her turn yet. So we ignore this side. We need to get these guys down on this side. Ghost Rider needs to get an offense down as well. Otherwise, he's going to bat people in the face for far too much damage. So we're going to try and move some of these debuffs over to the right, which we sort of did a little bit here. And I think Doctor Strange will bleed out. Almost certain of it. We need to get an offense down here, though. Okay, now he's definitely dead. We need to see if we can land an ability block on Jessica Jones. I'm a bit concerned here because she's gonna shake the shit off, and I don't want that. We landed it. Thank you. Oh my god, that probably saved me a little bit here. That ability block, nice timing. So we can actually get her down now. Really, really hard. I may not be talking as much as I normally do because this is really intense. Like, this node is super intense. And the more times I talk, the more likely I'm going to waste time. Because my brain's actively going as I'm doing this, because I'm like, what do I need to do? Okay, what's my next step? And making sure I don't die. So this second wave here, also kind of annoying with Electro. Try to get the vision down, though, and we need to move debuffs if we can. We also want to get that Ghost Rider down. Spread that. That's quite helpful. That's a lot of debuffs, actually. And then we're going to take these. Ghost Rider has so much hit points! And then we need to be cautious of Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is going to drop with Gamora. Sorry, Squirrel Girl is going to drop with Falcon. Right after somebody dies here. Now the problem, there's so many bleeds, but you can't really, like, because they're so slow, right? The bleeds don't even happen. You need to, like, do a frickin'... There we go, Squirrel. You need to do, like, a stupid Carnage special just to, you know, take advantage of it. So we're going to stun Squirrel Girl here. We don't want her to cleanse. She's basically like Jessica Jones. Get the offense down here on Elsa. And then that helps actually on Falcon because he starts with his ultimate anyways. We're at 9 out of 15. If we can finish this at 6 out of 15, that would actually be very nice. We just need to pile up the damage on Squirrel Girl. She's got a lot of hit points, actually, for a support character. Get the energy back here. In my rush there, I think I missed out on a Symbiote Spider-Man special. Shit, I also probably should have saved that for the next... Oh, whatever. Sometimes I rush, and it's just... It's so crazy. The problem is, you're right, I probably do need to use a Carnage special more, but I'm afraid that if it doesn't kill him... If it doesn't kill the character I'm using it on, then I'm going to remove all the debuffs, and that could make things worse if I were to use it here on Squirrel Girl, but I get what I have to estimate how much damage I think I'm going to do. Like, if I don't... Okay, I did not mean to use that there. That was my fault. Wasn't paying attention. I was trying to do the, Shit. I was trying to do the Carnage... Yeah, I'm going to time out. I need to get this frickin' Squirrel Girl down. We need to get to Carnage special. Oh, she bled out anyways, that's fine. I meant to use the Carnage special on Squirrel Girl, actually. Can we kill this Graviton? He's almost dead. There we go. Normally, I finish this off with Falcon down, but I don't think we're gonna get there. Damn it. So the big problem here is that Falcon actually has a special loaded, so when we go in, he's probably gonna do that right away, and this could be a bit of an issue. Normally I end this with Falcon being dead. We're gonna do this one more time just to clear this, and hopefully I don't get my ass kicked by Falcon. This is the most stressful node, in my opinion, in Doom Raid. Like I said, the hardest boss node in Doom Raid. Hands down. Right, can we kill... Oh, hey, good news. We killed him. Okay, so now we can get an ultimate here on Electro. And I think we should be fine then, I guess. Let's go over here. I think we should be good. I didn't mean to do that, actually. Fat fingers. Now, of course, if you want to kill... I should have done that on Electro. If you want to kill Negasonic, you need to make sure that you stun her with Symbiote Spider-Man's ult. Otherwise, her barrier is just going to keep ticking. And that's a super pain in the ass. So you can't actually kill her, realistically, until you get the Symbiote Spider-Man ult on her. Otherwise, her barrier will keep regenerating while she's not stunned. And it's crazy, because of how much hit points she has, how much barrier she ends up recovering. Absolute madness. So I need to make sure that I get my energy back around for Symbiote Spider-Man to do that on her. In the meantime, though, I would just continue hitting Colossus, I guess, until I can do that. Two more turns for that ultimate there. And you know what? Colossus actually takes some of the time off of my clock. Because if you notice, every time he gets hit, or every time negative status effects are applied, his passive triggers are, you know, like it's... I don't know if you see this. You hear the noise? Like, it's like the charges and stuff, and that actually, like, lags my game slightly. By, like, maybe, like, 1 second or half a second, but, you know, it adds up every time he does that. That's really I should be using the ultimate more. I've heard of people timing out just in this section alone. There we go. Okay, so we get the ult on Negasonic. Unfortunately, because of where her... Actually, that was really bad. That was really bad. Okay. That timing was really terrible on that one. They need Null. You're right, they need Null. They need some spawn defense up. Venom is really good, of course, but not having that spawn defense up makes them really susceptible to certain characters. You know, characters like Captain Marvel, things like that as well. I'm gonna not put this on auto, because then Carnage will actually just rip the debuffs off, but... See, if you notice, like, we're barely getting through the barrier there. Every turn, there's a lot of barrier. It's absolute madness, this level. Okay. Colossus will die. What's interesting, though, is the bleed does go through the barrier. So she is taking bleed damage. Reluctant to use Carnage's special because I'm not sure if it's actually going to... They have a lot of hit points, so like there has to be a ton of debuffs to even consider using Carnage's special to just... And I should have ulted there. You know what? Let's do it. Okay, that was like 500,000 damage. This node is such a pain in the ass. Like I said, I do not do this how most people should do this. This is how I do it, because I typically solo this myself. If there was a laning partner, I would have had them clean this up rather than me going back in. But I just wanted to share, if you're ever in the position that you need to solo this node, this is how I feel is the safest way and less RNG. So when you do the suicide like I did in the beginning, I don't really recommend that, but it helps me, because I think it makes it easier to clear this node by, you know, getting rid of some of the important cooldowns. But this is just because I soloed this section, and had I had a more valuable laning partner to do this, then I probably could have done it a little bit easier. And it is very difficult to solo in one shot, so just to keep in mind there. So that's where we're going to end just for now. That's 1-2 punch here for the bio boss node. Now that is the same, of course, as this bio boss node, 1-2 punch in the middle section, but is not the same as the left-hand side, which is jab. This is a different boss node than the other side. So just so people are aware that one side does have a different boss node in some sections than others, especially at the beginning here. So this house call for the tech, that's going to be different than the left and the right's tech node boss. So just so people are aware there. So that was the bio section And we did the mutant section this time around as well. I'll try to jump back in and record this later on in the day, where we can get through the skill node, hopefully, and get to the skill boss. And maybe we might get into the tech as well, but we'll see. So that's going to be it for just Doom Raid for now.